What is going on, everybody? Oh man, Nick basketball. It's such a beautiful thing when you know the Knicks get to play a basketball game on a day. You're like, we just played yesterday. What, we got another one today? Let's go, baby. But anyway, this has been a very interesting week. We had a lot of good stuff that took place. We had some interesting stuff that took place that had Nick fans losing their mind. I've mentioned it a couple times already, but Saturday's Know the Ledge was one for the books because people were jumping out the window. I told people I had to invest in a parachute or a nice little big balloon thing so they can jump and land on something because people were going crazy on Saturday. But we all right, Knick fans. We all right. This is a work in progress. It's gonna take time. Knicks were on a 3-game losing streak, broke that streak, and are starting to get back to their winning ways. Mike Brown has taken some accountability for his rotations and talked about how he needs to be a little bit more stingy and stringent with them because guys are a little all over the place. They're not as comfortable as he'd like them to be because he keeps switching people out. And because of that, he started to settle on a common rotation with consistent minutes, and we're starting to see the results. The ball movement is getting better. The Knicks are hitting their shots. They're putting up points. We're back to winning. I mean, what more could you ask for, guys? Listen, we're going to talk about all of that and more. Stay tuned. I can't wait. I know you can't wait. Let's get it going, man. We out of here.
Say go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City units for they stay clean. I just caught mine off of fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air. We back at it.
Let's go, baby. We are back. You are tuned in to SKF Weekly. You see it. Yes, sir. Yes. It's nothing like coming on right after a Knick victory. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Clap it up. Let's go. I'm here holding it down. That's my man, Jose. That's my man, John. Sorry. My bad, y'all. My fault, guys. Yeah, what can we do? Oh, wait. That is my man, John. Let's go, baby.
We are in the building.
Yes, sir. Let's go. We back, baby.
What is going on, Ron?
Hey, man, I can't complain. I'm happy to be here another day and rock out, talking to Knick basketball with my brother.
Yes.
Hey, man, doesn't get better than that.
This spot. I'm finally back. I've been in hibernation. Sorry to all.
Yeah, no, it's okay, man. You look good. You look like you got some peace, some tranquility.
I'm lit up. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. This is great. It's good because a lot of stuff going on with these Knicks, and we haven't had a chance to talk about it. So tonight's what better night than now, right?
You're right, because if I was here like a week ago, I would have been in sort of a different mood. I would have been. I've been raising the flag, just like, come on, man, what's going on? So much different, like a week makes, right? In the NBA.
Yeah, crazy. Definitely, man. This has been it's an interesting time, man. There's so much going on, and what you expected with the Knicks learning new styles of offense, new styles of defense. You got a new coach, and they also got some new players they're trying to implement, and guys are struggling a little bit to find their way. So yeah, it's a lot.
Right. Needless to say, we're seeing where those minutes are landing now that we're coming off of. What was it? 3 in a row. We're losing three in a row, and the pressure is the pressure is heavy here in New York City, and
That's
so you know what I mean. Ain't that much losing you can do, and exploring the deepness of your bench if you're losing games. So needless to say, he shifted that around, and I'm sure we'll see pockets and where we'll see Kolek again, and we'll see Diawara and
Mhm.
others, and Hawk Porty get some minutes from
Yeah.
time to time, but it's not going to be as often as some may like. You know what I mean? We're going to see it in spurts, possibly,
Yep.
but winning is everything in New York. Got to be winning the games.
That's
You
what
know what I'm
matters.
saying? So it's interesting. It's interesting to see how quickly that dynamic shifted.
These fans love you, but they'll turn on you in a minute.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
quick. You got no warning. Just expect it's going to
They're
happen one day. It's going
they're
to be.
like, we want to see them young players. Don't you be losing no games. That's
That's
crazy.
a fact. That
That's
is a fact.
word. It's
Man,
like,
so this has been a great week, guys. Like I said, the adversities happen, but you got to weather the storm and get through it. And the Knicks are doing it. They're doing it like most of us expect that things take time, and knowing that these are really good basketball players. When you're a championship type team and you're looking to contend, there's only so much losing you're gonna do because you got good players. These guys know how to win. That's why they're even thought to be a possible championship contender. So eventually they're gonna work it out. So it just takes time. But yeah, this week was a week of 4 games. Starting off with the Milwaukee Bucks. Then we had 2 games versus the Chicago Bulls, and we ended the week basically tonight's game with the Washington Wizards. Even though technically it's a new week, but you know how it is. It is what it is.
yeah.
But so so far so good. We're on the right path. We're on the right path. I'm happy about that. Let's see. Let's start with the Milwaukee Bucks because this game was one of those where I was already thinking Milwaukee's was going to come out to play. There's so much Giannis talk, trade to New York. The fan base over there can't be happy. The ownership over there can't be happy. Everybody's making it like it's a foregone conclusion. Giannis wants out. He wants the Knicks. It's going to happen. Listen, they're not ready to get rid of him. The fans definitely ain't happy. And I'm sure the owner doesn't want to just give away their franchise player. You know what I mean? So I knew they were going to come out and play tough, and they did. Giannis came out in a statement game, which I expected him to do. Listen, as much as he might have been hinting that he wanted to get out, I knew once the season started, he was going to be back to status quo. I'm here. This is my team. I got to be the guy for the team. I got to do what I got to do. All the other stuff. I'm going to act like it didn't happen. And I was right. That's exactly what he's been doing. But in this game, he came out with a vengeance. He had 37 points. He seemed unstoppable at times. Like, there was nothing the Knicks could do. He was just like a wrecking ball. Like he was where he wanted to go, bro. They had some guys on the team that stepped up for them as well. That kid Ryan Rollins looked really good. A lot of people don't know about Ryan Rollins, but Ryan Rollins has been learning under a good organization and behind one of the Hall of Fame players of the league in Steph Curry. He's had a little while to learn under him, practice with Steph Curry. And so he comes to Milwaukee now with a chance to be his own man, and it's showing. He's balling out, man. What did you think about Ryan Rollins play and how Giannis came out in that game?
Yeah, I mean, first off, we'll start with Giannis knowing he is their franchise player, and he is a player that the Knicks, of course, have been looking at. There was a conversation that happened during the off season where there was a potential, request or ask about him. So, you know, we're no stranger to it. And I think he's well aware of that, and he came out to show and prove, and he showed why he is sort of, a former MVP, potential MVP player when he's healthy, and he proved it, in front of, I mean, in front of his home crowd, right? Because we were in Milwaukee, right, for that one,
Yes.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, again, he is a stud. He's a really good player. Parts of his game that you would hope gets better. He has gotten slightly better at, which is the perimeter and shooting the jump shot. He's still a downhill type of player though. He's best when he's going downhill and then finding his teammates. You know what I mean? And he did that. And on the defensive side, he is top quality player. So in this league, and you know, we would love to have someone like that on this team, but we shall see in the future. As far as Rollins is concerned, I mean, he had a really good game against us. I haven't really paid too much attention to what Milwaukee is doing, but I would have to, you know, believe what you're saying. I mean, he looked good against us. I know that.
Mhm.
He controlled the pace of the game, and yeah, he played well.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. He came out to make a statement, which it all falls into play. It makes sense. It's nothing crazy. You can expect it. Um, but it's interesting that they only had three guys in double figures. Rollins with 25, Giannis with 37, and Gary Trent with 11, and they won the game. So
Mhm.
that's
Right.
interesting. For the Knicks at that game, Macau had 24, 11, and 6. Good game. Carl Anthony Towns had 8, 12, and one assist, one steal, one block, and a lot of fans were pointing to Cat's play in 35 minutes. Like he shot 2 of 12 and he was 0 of 3 from the field, and they feel like he's the reason why the Knicks lost. I mean, he had a little something to do with it, but I just kind of think that the Knicks were also still trying to learn this system, and they're so preoccupied with shooting threes that they
Hmm.
get away from quality twos and getting into the paint and just getting good, solid opportunities to keep in with keeping themselves in the game. Because
Yeah.
jacking threes all the time, rather than taking a two that can put points on the board, it's not a great strategy. You have to find a happy balance between the both parts. And they've been struggling early to do that. Of course, now that I say that, they've been much better the last 3 games at doing that. But at that time, they were still struggling getting everything together.
Yeah, part
Um,
of that struggle is on the defensive end too.
oh
Shooting those
yeah.
threes. Not being able to get back on the defensive side, allowing other teams to get out in transition is also key when it comes to like the ability to stay in games or go down like we did in that game. It's a tough matchup, especially as you pause it right there. As you have the still right there of Giannis against a smaller Shamit, you know what I mean? And shouts to Shamit who has stepped up so far this year. You know what I mean, in his role as a New York Knick. Someone who was sort of on the outskirts of making the team, and he's showing that he is a commodity to have. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to being able to get stops and make shots, right? So and we just didn't have it clicking, and partly to do. What I liked about it after the game is Brunson was like, "We need to be better," right?
Mhm.
He kind of put the onus on himself,
Right.
and I think that's the key. You know what I mean? As the captain, as the guy who you want to perceive to be the best player on your team, you have to first have the accountability, and I think he took that on. And I think we're better for it. So
No, I agree. Yeah, and it was good to see that Brunson did take accountability for that. A lot of fans didn't really give him a lot of credit because they were just looking at how the game has been carried out with all of the confusion and not knowing what to do, and Brunson deciding, hey, I want to keep us in the game. I'm going to go get a bucket. Um, you
right.
know, People also look at that as, hey, it's the selfish basketballs, the dribble, dribble, dribble. That's the reason why the Knicks were running their offense, but when the offense wasn't working because they weren't knocking down shots and they were also taking the wrong shots, they were
Hmm.
settling for threes. If you're a person on the team who can score and he was hot, you're gonna try to keep the team in the game and call your own number. And he wound up having a really good game, except for the fact that he felt that he didn't get enough of his guys involved, and he felt like he can do more, but he did what he had to do to try to keep the Knicks in the game. He finished with 36 points,
Hmm.
and Landry Shamet had 16 points in the starting effort because Deuce was out, and obviously Mitchell Robinson was out at that time, and Jordan Clarkson rounded out with 10. But it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough defense. Wasn't enough quality shots. Wasn't enough physicality. Wasn't enough bench play. The bench at this time wasn't giving the Knicks a lot. So yeah, it was a lot of negatives that all
Right.
resulted in the loss for the Knicks.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's one game, and you move on. You go from there, and then you wind up going to Chicago and dealing with them and what they got going on. And with regards to the game against the Bulls, the Bulls gave the Knicks a lot of trouble last
Yeah,
season,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
With their style of play, and they have some good players with length and different things, and they play that up tempo, fast style of basketball that a lot of the teams are playing. And it definitely looked like they put the Knicks in a little bit of a blender.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
dude, I was talking about it the other day because I watched the game, but I didn't watch it from the Bulls standpoint to see how good they were. They were phenomenal in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they wanted to do offensively worked. Everything they wanted to do defensively worked. Like, they had a really good game. Limited turnovers, high assist, great field goal percentage, great 3-point percentage, great free throw percentage. They out rebound. I was like, damn, it was
Right,
crazy.
right. But I think they were 4-0, right? When they
They were 4-0 when we
right,
played them at that time. Yeah.
yeah, and they were sort of playing really well as team
Mhm.
basketball. And Giddy has found the jump shot, so that's super key
Mhm.
for that team. You know what I mean? And they're without what's the kid's name?
Uh,
Big
uh,
hair.
yeah, the big hair guy. Yeah, I'm telling
Yeah, I don't know why I forget his name all the time. I want to say White, but it's not White.
you. No, it is. It is white.
It is
What?
White. Okay, but it's not.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I
I
don't
always
know.
mix him up with the Boston kid, but
Yeah.
because of the names.
I mean,
But
every time I see his hair, I think of Cole Anthony, and I know that's not him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But either way, that like you know, they're going to be a good team. They're actually a team that people are sleeping on. To be honest with you, Kobe White. There you go.
Kobe White.
Um,
Yes. There
yeah,
you
and so thank you, chat. So you know what I mean. Like they're a team that a lot of people are not seeing uh in the you know having a run at the playoffs, but they could surprise you. You know what I mean? They got the talent. They're if everyone stays healthy, of course, health aside, everything, through the season goes well. They have some talent there. You know what I mean? And they got guys who can make shots. You know what I mean? That's key. They got length, they got quickness, they got athleticism, they got a little bit of everything, and so I think they're built pretty decently. But it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out for that team. I know they gave us fits last year, right? At the end,
Yep.
they gave us some trouble. So
Yeah, I mean they're a good young bunch for the most part, that they don't have star power, so they have to believe in each other. They move the ball. They don't have to deal with anybody not wanting to pass and chuck. They play as a team. They've been doing the
mhm.
same system for 2 years now, and so they got it down. Yeah, I mean they could probably be a really good team all year. And so I think that's their team that people got to watch out for.
And their wings are lengthy, right? They got wings that got some length to them. The good defenders, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's a team to watch out for.
And Josh Giddey has been a fantastic pickup for them. I mean, the
Yeah,
guy, he's
fit
always
right
been
in.
this type of player, but now that he's away from OKC and he can have the ball in his hands, more touches for him, and he can orchestrate. He's just, I mean, he's a triple double
Triple
machine,
double. Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Triple doubles.
Jeez, like he is. I mean, and then like the whole thing about him is sometimes he's not aggressive, and can he shoot? This dude, of course, every time he plays the Knicks, he has great offensive games. So
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
had 32 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, like just a beast, bro. Then Vucevic had 26. That kid Bazelis, who I really like his game, he had
Yeah, he's
13.
good. Yeah.
And Ayo had 22 in this game. So
Ayo is strong too.
those guys were playing,
Defensively too.
yeah,
Ayo
AC.
is like
They were playing really good. But the good thing, even though this was a losing effort for the Knicks, the
mhm,
good thing about this game is that the Knicks unlocked something, because
mhm.
this was the best that the Knicks looked offensively all season. They had 4 guys with 20 plus points or more. OG had 26. Cat had 22 and 10. Mitchell Robinson this was his first game back in 19 minutes. He had 11 rebounds and 4 points. Mikal Bridges had 23, 4 and 6, and Jalen Brunson had 29 and 7. So they played really well, and the starting lineup accounted for 104 points. But the bench didn't really bring much to the equation. The Knicks scored 125. The starting lineup had 104. So that just tells you how much the bench added to the 125. Not much. And yeah, it just wasn't. I would say the Knicks actually played. When you look at everything, they shot 50% from the field, 40% from the three, 73% from the free throw line. Not too bad. They had 39 rebounds and 27 assists. The Knicks actually played a really damn good offensive game, but their defense was bad. So, and that was the answer right there. That's how you lose basketball games.
And they play a lot off of Vucevic too, and so he was making plays that
he was definitely stretching and bringing the big men out from the Knicks too. Yeah,
absolutely. And so that's a key factor for that team and how they grow. But again, it's all dependent on the type of team defense we decide to put out there, and what it's looking like, and we're not whether or not we're knocking down shots too. It's always key.
That's a fact. 100%. You are right about that. Knocking down shots is key. And this was the first game it looked like the Knicks were able to knock down shots on from inside and outside at a efficient clip. So that's a good thing, and we were hoping for better things to come going forward. So then what happens? We wind up getting the Bulls again, and so that's a second time around. And I always feel whenever the Knicks can play a team twice, we call it the revenge game, John. They always have a shot to get back. You know what I mean? To get right and do what's needed to wake up the masses, bro. Let them know that, hey, you got one, we're gonna catch the next one. So definitely happy about that the Knicks went out there with a lot more intention. Now I will say, watching this game, it didn't start that way. It did not start that way. And that first quarter, things got a little heated. You saw Mikal Bridges telling people to get back because they were loafing a little bit. And I think once he did that, and then they got to the bench because they had a timeout immediately when that was happening, I think that spurred the team, man. I think they started to dig in after that, because when they got to the second half, it was clamps. They started to get busy on defense. The energy was there, and they were everywhere.
Creating turnovers, right? And that's where the Knicks excel at. If they're able to create turnovers and get out in transition and get easy buckets, we start to click, and it's high energy. The great thing is that you feed off of the crowd. We were in New York, I believe, for that second one.
Yes, we were.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the first of the next 7, I believe they have in New York. But Knicks in general, teams will bolster some energy from their fans, and I think that was also key. Getting those turnovers early and often, and getting out. And I think this is the game where Josh Hart actually had a pretty good game, decent game, when he was sort of like non-existent the first 5. And so it's good to see. It's good to see that he's getting his legs on the rim and understanding what he needs to do to provide, what kind of spark he needs to provide for this team. It's a different role. He's come off the bench before, but with a different different leadership, different coaching. So it takes some time. I think he's figured it out. We need him in fast break situations. He needs to be able to push the ball, and he did that. And I think the team overall played really well. Deuce had a really good game, defensively and offensively in my eyes. And so, I liked what I seen against the Bulls the second time around. I think I didn't have a sort of, the first time was okay. I just think, like, defensively, like you said earlier, they just didn't put it together. They weren't really into it. But I think they really figured it out the second time around. Plus, they also, went through that first game understanding what Chicago was running to, and that helps out as well.
Right. And it seemed like in that first game against the Bulls, they were noticing that they were taking a lot of threes, right? Because the benchmark was 43s that Mike Brown wants them to try to strive for.
Hmm.
And the Knicks were out like 53s or 45 threes, or like, they were they were focusing so much on that they were getting away from other aspects of the game. And in the first game versus the Bulls, there was some people that were making a concerted effort to try to pass up threes and try to make Karl Anthony Towns being one. He passed up 3 or 4 threes and drove to the hoop to try to not take as many threes, but yeah, so in this game, I think they got back to focusing on defense again. The offense is starting to come together. We're finding our spots. We're reading, reacting. We're seeing what's happening. But now we got to get back to locking in on defense, talking to each other, and moving our bodies, and knowing where we need to be. So I think that's something that we started to notice. And I got to tell you, in this game, once again, the Bulls showed that how they're a really good team. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures, led by, once again, Josh Giddey, who had a real triple-double this time, 23, 11, and 12, and 2 steals. I mean, like, Giddey does it, man. Giddey is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And Vucevic had another good game, 17, 14, and 4, and 1 block. So, yeah, I mean, these guys are playing. And they didn't even have Ayo in this game and still had 7 dudes with double figures. So any other game, probably, and if the Knicks weren't playing well on both ends of the court, anybody else might have lost, or the Knicks would have lost. But thankfully, the Knicks came out turning up the defense in that second half, thanks to Mikal and his influence. But offensively, it was another good game for them. OG Anunoby had 21, 2, 4, and 2. Karl Anthony Towns had 20, 15, and 5, and 2 blocks. Mikal Bridges had 10, 5, and 9 assists. Jalen Brunson had 31, 5, 3, and 2. Josh Hart had 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal.
Jordan Clarkson.
Right. Shamet chipped in with 9 points. He hit 3 threes. He didn't miss a 3. Clarkson had 15 on good shooting, 6 of 11 from the field. He finally got his best Knicks shooting experience. And Miles McBride finished up with 8 points. So it was a very different game. The starting lineup accounted for about 82 points, and the bench accounted for 44 or 46 points. So night and day between the 2 games. And this is what you hope to see from a Knicks team going forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was great, man. And they finished with 31 assists, should I say. The whole stat about last year, when the Knicks get 30 or more assists, it's always turns out pretty good.
And I think that's going to be, prime for the future of this team. It's going to be like, let's get out in the offense, let's share the ball. The more the ball doesn't stick, the better this offense will look. We have already seen it. You know what I mean? In a short span, we've seen how good the team looks when they're moving the ball and not allowing it to stick in to one individual. But again, you're going to have moments where Cat is going to be the focal point of the offense. You're going to have moments where Brunson is, and there's nothing wrong with that. What I like that I'm seeing is that now Bridges is also a part of that trio, right? That Bridges is also, allowed to get his off, whether it be in transition, but also in the half court set. You've seen him go right into that fadeaway or in that post area, and he's looking for his shot. He's not looking to pass right away. You know what I mean? And I like to see that as well. So
yeah, no, I agree.
So good.
Yeah, it was good to see. Definitely good job, man. And so we got those games out the way, and then we got tonight's game, which we'll start to talk about, and then we'll get to the chat and see what's going on with all of you guys. I see there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Definitely want to acknowledge everything. But then we had tonight's game versus the Wizards, and so being that the game just happened, they don't have the video up with the highlights as of yet. So I'll put the box score up so we can all look at it. But oops, sorry. But I will say, once again, it's the thing, like continuing to build off of the same thing that you've been doing and learning it and getting it down. Also, what we didn't talk about is in that Bulls game, the second one that we just finished talking about, Mike Brown started to settle on a rotation and consistent minutes. And that is key to what John was saying.
Earlier,
That
right.
game was the first time he's done it because he knows he's been mixing in and out. I mean, giving guys weird minutes, 3 minutes, a minute and a half. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on. But I get what he was trying to do. But all right, now it's time to stop. All right, if guys don't step up or you don't see enough, they'll have to get their moment some other time. Right now, we got to win basketball games. We got to get some consistency. So let's cut it out.
That pressure is heavy in NY. Ain't no messing around. Like, it's cool. People want to see the young kids get an opportunity to play, but not when it's going to cost you games. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, and I'm not even going to put that on the kids because I don't think it's fair. I think the kids did the best that they could do. You know, I think they played well. I think, Kolek had some good games. I just think like the opportunities become far less because of the situation that you're in, right? And so as a head coach in this league, you're only as good as your last win, right? And so you gotta be sure of what you're doing. So he went from utilizing 11 or 12 players, maybe 11. I don't know. I don't think he went 12 in any
No, he
game.
went 11 though. Yeah,
He went 11 though, right? So going from 11 and skimming that down to 9. You know what I mean? Which is, for the most part, what Tibbs was doing. I mean, Tibbs would probably play 8 and play the starters heavy minutes, but that's not what Mike Brown's doing. He's sharing the minutes. He's got 9 that he's looking at right now that are getting the bulk of the time, and he's distributing it pretty evenly, I think.
Right. Definitely. That's definitely what's going on. It's starting to take form and take shape. But
Yeah.
you guys saw tonight the Knicks won 119 to 102. It wasn't really a close game, but the Knicks didn't really put their foot on the gas to make it an extreme blowout. They teased us at times with it, but it's also another thing going back to the learning of getting everything down. My whole thing when I said coming into the season, I thought once the Knicks understand how to, run this offense, they're going to blow people out. And I think it's going to be easy, but they're not quite there yet. They're still getting it together. They're still learning how to put their foot on the gas. But before you can put your foot on the gas, you just got to understand how to run the offense the right way to make it efficient. I think they're getting it. These next couple games, they're still working on it. Eventually, they're going to blow some people out, like really blow them out. But for now, this is good. I'm happy with a 17-point win. I mean, I'm cool with that.
I mean, I think at one point we was up 27, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, the Knicks are going to figure it out. I think they're a good enough team. My concern to start the season was whether or not we were deep enough. You know what I mean? Like, what was Yabusele going to give us? What was Jordan Clarkson going to give us? And we didn't necessarily know if Shamet was going to be in this rotation, to be honest with you, to start the season. And it turns out that he is a part of this rotation, this starting 9, or I should say the roster of 9 that's going to be getting the bulk of the minutes. And if they stay healthy, I think this is looking like a formidable team. Again, we have to put it together against the top tier teams. This was a game against a last place Washington Wizards, even though it's early. They're a very young team. They're sort of inexperienced. They're only 2 years in, pretty much. I mean, we just said that the Bulls were like 2 years in too, but I don't know. It's something about Washington. I don't think they've really put the pieces together yet. So they're going to run through their struggles. They got some talent there, but I think the Knicks are just built to win now, and Washington isn't at this point.
That's a fact. I agree with you. But I will say, at least what I've noticed, and people have been telling me, shout out to my guy Karan, the Objective Knicks fan, who I was on his show earlier today, on his afternoon show. He was telling me that he's actually watched the last 4 Wizards games, and they're learning how to play. Like, they're still young, they got some work to do, but they look better than they've looked in the past. And we're seeing that too. I mean, the Knicks won, and it didn't seem close at times, but the Wizards did put up 102 points. So you can see that they're getting better. They're definitely getting better. And they got some guys over there, because that Keyshawn George looks like he's going to be special on the defensive end and the offensive end. And the way they're playing, giving Corey Kispert a shot, that feels like that dude don't miss. They got Cam Whitmore even though he didn't do much today and only played like 11 minutes, but like they got some players that can definitely help them going forward. They'll get better eventually. But for the Knicks tonight, the Knicks had 7 players in double figures. Wow. OG OG had 16, 6, 2, and 5 steals. Mikal Bridges had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Like, these guys are all around. They're doing stuff now. Cat once again had another good game. Like, this was a great game.
This best game. Right. This is best game of the season so far.
But 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, really good. Jalen Brunson had a tough one offensively with only 16 points on 6 of 17 shooting. But he had 9 assists. So shout out to him for that. Landry Shamet had another solid game. He had 11 points and 5 rebounds. If you guys know me, he
goes for it.
I get on some of these guys for the ancillary stats.
Yeah.
The 5 rebounds means something to me. So shout out to Landry. Yeah, that's dope. And he had a block. Josh Hart had another solid game, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. That's a typical Josh Hart game, guys. For those who already wrote Josh off art.
Whoa.
Hart off. Like he's back. So typical Josh fashion. Starts the season kind of wild. Fans start losing their mind, and then he gets it back together. That's Josh. And then last but not least, the guy we were waiting for and hoping he could start getting consistent. Even though, keep in mind, even though he can hit tonight, he can miss everything tomorrow. That's how he is. But Jordan Clarkson had another good offensive game. 15 points on 5 of 8 shooting, 62% from the field. Once again, yesterday's game, he was 50% from the field. Today, 62. So good stuff. Good signs right here. And Knicks had 32 assists. So once again, that assist number over 30. And they've been keeping around 12 turnovers. Let me tell you, if you guys want to look at a number to keep in mind, if the Knicks can stay 15 turnovers or less with the style of play that they're trying to play now, that's good. And they stay 12 or under, even better. So these are all good things. They also finished with 54 rebounds as a team. They shot 36% from 3, which is a good number. It's decent, but for the fact that they shot 41 threes, 36% is actually damn good. And they shot 46.8% from the field on 94 shots. A lot of shots. They also got to the free throw line 20 times and shot 80%. So not bad.
I love that we shoot the free throws at a high percentage. I think a couple of games ago I think we didn't miss from the line, right?
We didn't miss. We were 22 of 22.
Yeah, and so that's going to be key down the stretch of games too. Is like, you really can't foul anybody, and you know what I mean. Especially if you don't have Mitch Robinson on the floor. There's not too many options, and we got to be consistent there, so we can pull out close games. You know what I mean. And I'm sure we'll have our share of those. But yeah, everything that you're saying is on point. The Knicks look good. When they're rebounding, they're sharing the ball, and they're shooting high percentage shots. I love that, Clarkson is starting to get comfortable. It seems like, everyone's egging him on to keep shooting, and, allowing his game to come to him. And, I think that's where he excels, allowing him to play the type of basketball that he's used to playing. Because you see early on, he'll try to get other people involved, sometimes forcing a pass or two, you know what I mean? But that's not where his strong suit is. His strong suit is get out there, get a bucket, and that he knows how to do. So, kudos to him. Shout outs to him for doing that.
That's a fact. And before I remove this from the screen, Gershon Yabusele played 13 minutes, 54 seconds. He had 3 rebounds, I believe. Yeah, he had 3 rebounds. And that's it. He finished with 1 point. What's your thoughts on Gershon, man? Because I'm listening to our fellow Nick podcast,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And a lot of people are off on Yabusele right now, and
Yeah.
I still want to give him a little time to get right, but I mean I gotta be honest. Tonight I thought was a good moment for him to get a little bit more comfortable with Mitch being out, him
Mhm.
having a chance to at least play some consistent minutes. He it just looks he looks like he's lost out there, on my opinion. And also on the defensive end, there was a lot of miscommunication. I saw Macau trying to tell him something like, "Oh no, go here," or whatever, or don't don't help, stay home, or whatever he was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Yabusele?
I think he's in between right now. I think he's still sort of figuring out the game and the speed of the game and his position that he's playing. He may not be too familiar with what the scheme is. So I think it's a little bit of a learning curve for him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that the overseas game that he plays with his Frenchmen is quite different from what the Knicks run or like to run.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's going to take him some time, but he's also coming in for his for spacing and for rebounding. I don't necessarily think that they're going to be looking for him to be a high level scorer necessarily. I think they're defensively he's not really there to like do anything, you know, that um that creative or anything like sort of they're not expecting him to be a stop defender type of
Mm-hmm.
guy. I think they're looking at him more as a fill the space up,
Mm-hmm.
get some rebounds, be a little bit of a bruiser,
Right.
and then potentially hit an open shot or two if you're free. That hasn't happened for him consistently enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's had opportunities to shoot the ball, so he will get opportunities because again, Mitch Robinson is not going to be playing back to back, so you're going to see a little bit more of him, a lot more of him actually throughout the season. So hopefully he starts to get more comfortable with his role on this team. But I think he's a needed player on this roster. I wouldn't say move in a different direction just yet. You know what I mean? Give it some time. Um, and I think he's gonna have moments where he may shine. You
Yeah.
know. Um,
Yeah, I agree, bro. I just think we need to be a little bit more patient. At
right.
least give it a little bit more time. It's only been 6 games. Give it 20 or so games. See what it looks like. See how because he's not gonna. He's. I just don't feel like he's gonna be this bad. Every night in and night out. I just feel like he's gonna. And the reason why I'm even, you know, excited about the fact that Yabusele could help the team is because I know his energy level. When he
Yeah.
gets going and he gets his confidence is up, because I think his confidence is a little shot. Remember, he's coming
Mhm.
to a new team. Guys, guys have been struggling out the gate, but now they're starting to get it. So now he's one of the few people that is not getting it. He's still
Yeah.
struggling. Even Clarkson is getting it now.
Right.
Josh is getting it now. So he's the one still struggling, and he's the new kid on the block, and people are looking at him. He's also knows that people are talking about his weight. He's got to feel it's got to take a little hit to his confidence. And plus, there's a little bit of I don't necessarily know how to play with you guys yet. We saw that last night. I mean, they're talking to each other because they don't,
Right.
they don't quite know yet. So I just think we got to give them some time, because I will say what I have noticed that makes me look like, man, if Yabusele could start knocking down these shots, we could blow this game right open. Because the way they play off of each other and how Yabusele moves around, because he's a power forward and can knock down the three, he gives the Knicks another dynamic. Other teams
Yeah.
have it, but we haven't really had it like that. So it's nice to see.
It's good to have. You know what I mean? You need a weapon. I think for him, he just needs to focus on knocking down his shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
Getting the repetitions in. You know what I mean? And not being afraid to shoot it. I think part of the reason why we brought him in is that he has shot it in the past at a high percentage, and so you can't be afraid to shoot your open shots. You know what I'm saying? And hope that your teammates will pick you up on the maybe if you miss and get an offensive rebound and then swing it back out. I mean, you have to play your position, you have to play your role, and I think being comfortable within your role is key. I think we see that with Clarkson, him having the understanding. You know what? They're asking me to go get a bucket. I'm gonna go get mine. You know what I mean? And I'll look for other people's secondary. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a key factor in his growth here with the Knicks. But I think there's going to be moments throughout the season where he's going to get an opportunity to shine, and he'll get those buckets. he'll get that, he'll get that high intensity moment, and then once he gets that moment, you never know that has a way of, just building on someone's confidence, and then you may see that Josh Hart effect kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Confidence
So
is everything, man. Once you get
yeah.
confidence, especially with basketball players, they get that
Oh yeah.
confidence going. Forget it.
Swag
Yeah,
becomes different. You know what I
every,
mean?
everything.
Everything.
So I'm hoping that does happen for him, because even tonight, it seemed like he was just trying to do whatever he could to help the team, passing the ball,
Yeah.
passing up shots, because he knows he doesn't show. I could see he lost confidence in that outside shot. But the other thing too that I want the Knicks to do, this is a team thing. This is a coaching thing. It may take Jalen Brunson looking at film and saying, how can I do this for my guy? Or even
Right.
Mikal Bridges, who's starting to handle the ball more. Somebody needs to look at Yabusele tape and say, okay,
Yeah.
he hits the outside shot, but how else does he score? If he's not hitting the outside shot, how can we get him open, get him some buckets, some baskets? Though, how does he move on the court? That's what the Knicks need to do.
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's it's early in the season. Again, he's playing between 13 to 15 minutes. I don't think they're pushing him past 15. A part of that is just being in the right rotation with the right group of players, and once they get comfortable, like again, I could really see him, Deuce, and Josh really getting comfortable in their roles, and being able to look for each other is the key.
right, 100% facts. So the show is kind of like we're already getting a little later in the time frame. So I don't think we're going to open up the phones tonight, guys. So stay tuned next week, and obviously on Saturday's show we'll get the phones going for you. But I think it's probably a good time to get to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Plus, I want to show a little love. Shout out to Crim's dad for being a member for 13 months and renewing that membership.
Man.
Appreciate you,
that.
Crim's dad, as always. Thank you for the support, being a part of the SKF Army. And shout out to my guy who's been away for a little bit, making another appearance and blessing the folks, y'all. Shout out to my guy, the 713 Gamer. Thank you, man. Definitely not expected, but never rejected, man. We appreciate the love and support. He gifted 5 Still Nick Fans membership, guys, and the recipients of those memberships are to Cowboys. Shout out to you, NYC B-Ball 08, Cam Knicks Kickback, Andios NYK, my guy Andios, and Pierre Moise. You guys are all members of the SKF Army for 1 month. Hopefully you choose to stay, but if you don't, we appreciate you nevertheless. Thank you for being here and rocking with us. And shout out once again to my guy. He really doesn't have to do this stuff, but I appreciate it. Shout out to the 713 Gamer. Yeah, man. Thank you. All right. So let's see what you guys are talking about here in the chat. So Crim's dad says Cat playing well versus last place team. I hope it continues versus top teams. Happy to see this from Cat. Okay. We'll take it. Shout out to you. Sherwin's in the building. Says good night, chat. Our young players are all screwed cut on a different team.
Wow.
Sherwin. Oh, Sherwin. Listen, man, these guys need time just like everybody else needs time. For some guys need more, availability, more opportunity to be able to get going. There's certain guys that are just buckets. They come out and then you see, oh man, that guy, even the way he moves, look like he's a baller. Sometimes you get those guys, but other times you don't. Other times it takes people time. Like look for example, I don't know who's a good person to talk about, who showed flashes, but it took him time to really get to a point where he's very confident now. Quentin Grimes. It's a good example. We saw flashes with the Knicks. We saw that he could get hot, but we also saw that he had moments where he shot the ball too quick, which took away from his efficiency. He needs to slow himself down. And we saw what he was on the defensive end. He also was a former point guard. He has some point guard skills. And he also could, dunk on you a little bit. He's got a good, solid all-around game. Couldn't really capitalize on it because there was other people here. But when he had a chance to be a number 3, number 2, number 1 option, he locked in and really showed what he can do. And now It's to the point where he's just confident in his game. So he can be on any team right now and get you 15 points a night if he gets enough minutes. So that's what happens sometimes for some guys. And I think the Knicks, unfortunately, we might have a couple of those dudes. One of them might be Pacom Dadier because this guy can't see the floor, bro. I don't know what's going on with Pacom.
Again, it's all about, you know, I think you're gonna see a lot more versatility when it comes to like players moving in and out of rotations depending on who's injured, you know, if there are injuries happening, and then their role, right? So every team has a group of players, A, B, and C type of, you know, situational. They have their lineups, right? Especially you run through them in practice. Once you run through them in practice, you see what your team can do and the players can do, and then it comes down to confidence, the confidence that you have as a coach on the players that you are willing to put out there on the floor. And you know, I don't think it necessarily means that the player is not good at all. You know what I mean? Or you know, lacks something. I think a lot has to do with confidence and also the ability to have the opportunity, right? And so when you get an opportunity, what are you going to do with that opportunity? You
Mm-hmm.
know, are you going to shut down or are you going to show out, right? And so this is sort of what we have in a conversation about Yabusele, right? It's like you get an opportunity, you can't shut down. You gotta show and prove. You know what I mean? You gotta own your minutes. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're at right now with him, and I think that's where the coach is with a lot of our young players. Like Huck Porter got an opportunity early on, and you know, for whatever reason, couldn't hit. You know, couldn't land. You know what I mean? He had a couple of rebounds. Defensively, he was sort of a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, his floater didn't drop often. You know, missed shots, missed opportunities. And so same with Kolek, right? You'll have a good game offensively, poor defensively, or have a, you know, decent defensive game and not so much on the offensive end. So, you
That's
know,
a fact. Yeah. No, I mean you're right, 100% on that. That's what's been happening. It's a lot of up and down,
hmm
and just the consistency for them is not great because the young players, and you know, in some cases they don't make the most of their opportunities, but it's tough right now too because they're not even looked at in that regard. We're trying to, you know, continue to grow with the starters, build up the bench and these new pieces that we got. The rookies, those other young players are kind of an afterthought. Let's just, you know, call a spade. It's real. It is what it is.
right,
So,
right, yeah,
shout out
it's where
to
we're at.
yeah, that's where we're at. Shout out to Michael in the building. My guy Yuri.
Going on.
To you. You know, I don't know if you know this, John, but like, you know, YouTube has been messing with everybody and messed everybody up. You know, you no longer like the way you set up your YouTube account. That YouTube's putting your government out there. Like,
Oh, really?
they add in the numbers. Like you make your name and you leave all those numbers out. They add in the numbers back in. It's getting crazy, bro. So,
Oh, that's for real. That's
yeah.
crazy. I haven't had that situation.
No, well, I mean, good for you. Some people are like, I'm like, who is this? His whole name is totally different from who he is. I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know. Shout out to Yuri, man. Also, he also commented the ball movement. Yeah, the ball movement has been looking good. It's been looking a lot smoother, and some plays are beautiful. You know,
hmm
that's why I like the way it's going because the Knicks overall, the ball movement is getting good, but there's some plays that they execute. I'm like, oh, that was a beautiful play. I'm like, I can't
hmm
believe I'm seeing that from the Knicks.
Yeah,
So,
because they're not just looking for the swing player. They're looking for the backdoor cuts as well.
right,
And
because it's a
you know,
read and react system. It's
yeah.
that's the thing. I think we all kind of, not all of us. I mean, I don't know, maybe other people had a better idea. I out the gate was a little confused because I know throughout the preseason he wasn't running plays. And I
hmm
felt like he's just doing that to get them to understand movement and passing and just believing in each other. What I didn't
hmm
realize is no, he doesn't want to call plays. He wants it to be a read and react system. And so
Right,
that's what's going on. That's what they're learning, just how to play off of each other and what the game dictates.
right. Instead of Tibbs, which is your best player or your best ball handler and perceived player on the team will dictate where the ball goes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which
Right.
is a kind of different
It's night
situation.
and day when in that regard. Yeah.
In that regard.
Shout out to Prezi the boss in the building. He said, Hulk, smash that like button. Let's run up these subs to 10K party people. Salute to Ron, the Teflon Don, the greatest chat on a Monday. Hey, appreciate you, Prezi.
Like that.
Hey, man. Salute.
Dropping them bars.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. And yeah, listen to what Prezi had to say. Smash that like button. If you don't know what it looks like, it looks a little something like this.
He said, Hulk.
Sorry, John. You were saying?
He said Hulk smash that button. A Hulk smash. We're gonna have to find a Hulk smash. So
Yeah,
when you
man,
show that one,
button, yo, then what would likes in the future?
You're gonna have to change that little like thing to a Hulk smash like.
Yeah,
look for one.
I'm gonna work on that, Prezi. That's a good idea. Shout out to you, bro. And shout out to, not for nothing, shout out to everybody who's tuned in on X. I know a lot of you guys are really watching us from X over here. Shout out to my brother Juan Lopez on Facebook. What up, Juan? Good to see you, brother. And shout out to the people that are tuning in on YouTube. I know there's not as many people tune in right now for us, but I appreciate the ones that are here, because you know how it is. Tonight was a Knicks game. Post game. There's a lot of people on right now. Nothing but Knicks. Streets is buzzing. Nick of Time show. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Nick of Time show, by the way, too, which I was on their show on Friday talking about the Bulls. Shout out to Jay Ellis and everybody over there. Appreciate you guys. All right. What else we got? Travel Vibes. Salute to you. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Nick Nation is in the building. Shout out to you, Nick Nation. Salute. Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Hey, Nick Nation has been on the show on Saturdays now, man. The past couple, he's been great, man. I don't know if you remember Nick Nation. I didn't remember him at first until he said it, and then he came on the show and I saw his face. When we went to the Knicks game, I don't know if it was 2 or 3. I think it was the last one we went to. He was sitting right behind us.
Behind us? Okay. Yeah.
Good dude, man. Good dude. David Smith says, salute to Ron and John in the chat. Finally, Cat gets the most shots, 24, and he was at center whole game and dominated. Brunson dished out the assist tonight. Over 30 assists, team basketball. Love it. Whenever David Smith is happy, I'm happy. Good for you, David. Shout out to Uncle Dre live in the building. What up, Uncle Dre? Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Salute. Okay. And we got the 713 gamer in the building with the what up, yo. Benjamin B is here. Said Brunson had to play through every bump. They were definitely trying to be physical and knocking Brunson off of his spots. Yeah, because that's the thing. Teams are trying to learn, like, how can we stop this guy? They're trying everything they can. Each game is something new.
Yeah. And they also have length though against them, right?
True. Honestly, I don't know if they have a defender that can give him a lot of problems one-on-one. Maybe if they put Keyshawn George on him, but they haven't done that yet. I don't think they've experimented with that, but that would be I said too much.
No, but this is what they're going to run into. Like, I think he's just got to get used to shooting over, taller defenders.
Yeah.
Taller than usual defenders, because, he's usually facing guys who are like 6'2", 6'3". But he's going to be facing some 6'7" guys. When we faced San Antonio, I believe 6'5" or better with that team.
Oh yeah,
especially if they stay healthy. That team is ridiculous. It's almost a juggernaut.
Healthy. One of the young players just got hurt.
Harper, yeah.
Harper.
Yeah, calf injury.
It's going to happen, man. Shout out to Kareem Grant in the building. Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Salute to you. Says salute Ron and John. Peace to the chat. Hey, see, look at that. To Cowboys is in the building. She says, "What's up, Ron? I didn't even know you was here, and now you're a member of the SKF Army. Look at that. Salute to you." Let's see. Oh, hey, my God. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm sure he doesn't like this. So, in the building. Now it says Call Mega. I'm sure, like, I was Call Mega. I changed that. Shout out to you, bro. He says, salute to my guys, Ron and John in the SKF chat. Salute, bro. And then this is him. See, this is how it's supposed to be. Mega NYK. Right. I don't know. The tube is wild. Shout out to Chris Gotti in the building. Salute. HRM Great is here. Salute, my guy. He said Cat did what he was supposed to do finally. Okay, all right. But guys, I just want to say, it's not like Cat's been playing bad. He had that one bad game versus Chicago, but every other game he's been putting up 20.
The Bucks.
Yeah.
Bucks.
The Bucks. Yeah.
Bucks.
My bad.
Right.
Thank you, my brother. See, that's what happens when John is here. I'm complete. You know what I mean? He fills the holes that I forget. I might fall down there in the well and can't get out. But John's got the rope to pull me up
Like,
out.
I got you.
Thank you, my guy.
Yeah, man.
Yes, against the Bucks. So, but other than that, he's had solid games,
Good games.
Let's see. Cam from the Knicks Kickback is in the building, and now a member of the SKF Army. Say salute Ron and John. Salute SKF fam in the chat. Back-to-back dubs. Things starting to click a little bit. Even without a big showing from number 11, Cat looks like his leg is fine. Agreed. Yeah. I think so that's another thing. And shout out to Karan. We were talking about this because, a grade 2 calf strain is kind of tough, and you got to sit and you got to recover for a little while. So, and the fact that I think they were telling us that that's what he was dealing with, it can't be, because he wouldn't be able to move the way he's moving. It's definitely, he's got a calf issue, but maybe it was a grade 1, a little less, allowing him to still be able to move. But we can't. The flip side is we can't keep using it as an excuse, because the way he's playing, the way he played tonight, you know what I mean? Like,
he's moving on it.
Right. When he plays bad, it's the calf strain. We can't do that. We just got to look at it like he's either going to play good or he's going to play bad right now.
Right.
That is what it is. Chris Gotti also said, Clarkson and Hart duo off the bench looking like this is scary. See, that's the thing. That's why I liked, my whole thing is Jordan Clarkson, he wouldn't have been my first choice as a guy to come here, but I like the fact that he can score the basketball. But another reason why I liked it, because I knew him and Hart played together with the Lakers, and they have a sort of chemistry. So I thought them both coming off the bench would be a good thing. I was like, you know what? Josh Hart likes to push the basketball. Jordan Clarkson will run and he'll spot up, hit threes, twos, whatever. I just thought it would work together. And looks like it's starting to kind of come together a little bit. In more time, it'll get even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Nick Yak is in the building. He said Yabu hasn't played better than the kids. Fair, but you know how the NBA works. And
but to what perspective? Like, we haven't seen much of the kids either, though. Like, we only see them in spots. Although, I guess
the only thing you can
take
is
Kolek over him. What are we taking?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. It's like you got a spot for spot. Hawk Porty, maybe you're saying has better minutes.
I think a lot of people want to see Diawara more.
But Diawara, I mean, what he did when he came in at 5 minutes to this game.
Not a lot today.
That's what I'm saying. You're not getting a full, amount of minutes. And Yabusele's only, what is he playing? 13, 15 minutes.
And this was the most he played. He played 2 games. He had a minute and a half, and the other game he played 3.5 minutes. So he's not getting a lot of time.
That's what I mean. Like, what is the balance?
I see what you're saying, Nick Yak, as far as you want to see the kids because you don't think Yabusele's doing anything. But the bottom line is Yabusele's making $6 million per year.
He's got a contract.
Yeah, he's not making like $1 million. It's a little bit more money there, and you want to give this guy a shot to see what he can do before you write him off. I'm just saying. Right. Shout out to Joey Rip 'em Up Sports. What up, Ron and family? Appreciate you. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Nick Yak said I would try Huck Party over him. Now give that a fair look. Okay. Well,
does Huck Party shoot threes? That's my question.
He does not.
So then, what are we talking about? Because you want a team that can spread the floor, so you want to have the option there. You know what I mean? Like, I think Diawara probably the better fit versus. I think Hop Porty for me, and this is my own opinion, I could be wrong, but he's more of a backup center and not expected to shoot threes. He's more of a Mitchell Robinson type. So he'll give you the motor though. I'll give him that. Yeah. Porty does have a motor.
That he does. That he does. Shout out to D Coolis 718 in the building. Says salute Ron and John. Good to see you, D Coolis.
But to have a motor, he doesn't block a lot of shots either. That's another one. That is surprising.
Shout out to Sherwin. I'm gonna have to I don't always remember everything you guys say, but
Yeah,
Sherwin has said it a couple different times.
it's interesting, right?
He's not sold on Huck Porty's defense. He hasn't
Yeah,
been a big fan of Huck Porty defensively, and I'm like, I didn't really see it, but then I
he's
heard
he's a 6'10" center, right? Who's got good speed for the center, good footwork, but you don't really see him blocking shots like that. He may like get in the way a little bit, but doesn't really block shots.
them say it in today's game, I think, or was it yesterday's game? I heard them mention that he's not blocking shots. He hasn't really done that. Yeah.
So my argument still stands. Like, what are we really? You know
This
what I mean? That's what I'm saying. There's an argument there. You know what I mean?
Yabusele's versatility is what gives him the nod and gives him more staying power to work it out. Like, because
Well,
if it goes right, he can do something. It gives you something different. So
yeah.
that's fair.
Along with the $6 million contract,
Right. Along with the $6 million. Right.
It's all a factor.
Nick Nation said, Ron, I'm going to be quiet about Yaba. I think you know my feelings. I do. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, people fall out of love with players, right?
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. No, it is what it is, man. It happens. Shout out to Randu in the building, a member of the SKF Army. Says salute Ron and John. Appreciate you, Randu. There's Prezi, Ron and John, the dynamic duo. Yes. We back, baby. Carbon Intellect is in the building. What up, Carbon? He said peace and abundance to Ron and John. Great team win. We was 24-4 when we have 30 plus assists last year. That's a fact. Yeah. Shout out to the Queen, Steph in the building. Dope Soul Sports in the building. Says salute to my bros, Ron and John. Great show. We are on our way, fellas. It's going to be a great season, and we're here for it. And guys, please, if you haven't checked out Dope Soul Sports and not just the regular shows that she has weekly in the nighttime, but also check out her morning shows that she does with Jeff. You know, getting you in the AM or getting you on your lunch break. I forget exactly when it airs, but yeah, man, she gives you updates and gets you right early, man. So definitely check those shows out as well. Salute to the Queen, Steph. D-Rex is in the building. Said, got to give credit to Jordan Clarkson. Was ready to doubt him, putting in effort on both sides of the ball more than I thought he would. Looks like he really took his game serious, wants to evolve. Okay, fair. Appreciate that.
Evolve is cool, but he is who he is, right?
I mean he's been
kind of a senior.
Times, yeah, so
yeah, I'm kind of happy he did come to the Knicks because we got him on the cheap, and for that skill that we need of a guy who can get buckets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you generally don't pay. You know, you're gonna put some money out there for him, but we got him on what they call that, like on a sale.
So yeah, sweetheart deal. Yeah,
sweetheart deal, right?
Yeah. Shout out to D-Rex once again. Says Yabusele ain't justifying his minutes so far. Let's be real, guys. Okay, I mean the thing, no one can argue.
Wrong.
The whole thing is he still deserves a little bit more time to get acclimated. It's only been 6 games.
I would say if you put the minutes together for all 7 games.
Yeah,
6.
6
right? games. Yeah, no, 7. 7 today.
7? Oh no, 7 today. Yeah. Right.
Today was 7. So if you do the allocation of his minutes, you know what is that?
What's his average?
What is that average out?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And so
he's not playing a lot. It's
not
true.
playing a lot, and so it's hard to get a real stake on a guy who isn't getting.
And not nothing. We already have proof right now on the team. Yeah. The same thing that's happened to Yabusele. It's different. But Jordan Clarkson was running into the same problem. And the last 3 games, Mike Brown has given Jordan Clarkson more consistent minutes, and now he's knocking down shots.
Because he's not playing Kolek that many minutes, or minutes at all. Like those minutes that were going to Kolek have gone to Clarkson. And so the same is going to happen for Yabusele because now Huck Porty isn't playing Diawara, ain't really playing that many minutes. But when Mitchell Robinson is back, that cuts into Yabusele's minutes. And so, there is a factor there. And I'm not trying to give this man, any sort of outs or anything. He does need to play better. And again, he's playing out of position. They're playing him I think he came in as a center today, right? Not necessarily a power forward. So,
Right.
he's got to, he's got to figure it out.
This is true. D-Rex said, okay, now guys, you are just lying. Huck Porty averaged more blocks by himself than the entire Knicks team last season, not arguing based on data or merit. Okay, but you're talking about last season, D-Rex. We're talking about this season. Right now.
And even last season, I didn't see that either. So, I mean, I would love to see a stat that shows that, but I'm not a stats guy. I'm more of an eye person.
I mean, eye test. I know.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe that's the case. I mean, but so like that's the reason why I gave Sherwin credit for what he was saying is that Sherwin never denied that Huck Porty can block shots. What he said was Huck Porty doesn't play good defense. So
I think Am was saying that he doesn't really block shots.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it's interesting that you can block a shot but not play good defense. If you want to look at somebody who's an example of that right now, it's early. Yabusele. Yabusele's got like 3 or 4 blocks this season so far, and he's not a good defender. Like, so, and we all knew that. So, but if you can be at the right place at the right time and have good timing to block a shot, we just need to see more. We just need to see more. And we'll see. This time around, Yabusele got the minutes because Mitch was out. Maybe the next game, Huck Porty will get the minutes. Got to see.
I'll be surprised.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I just think that he's on the floor to be a guy who they could swing the ball out to spread the floor, right?
Right.
I think you get more options with him, but I'll be surprised if Mike Brown decides to go Huck Porty over Yabusele.
Facts. I agree with that. Shout out to Yuri. He says, yo, Ron, you opening the line. Not tonight, my friend. I mean, it's already 11:17. Even though tomorrow is election day and I'm off, but I will be doing some other stuff. So still, I want to keep things, John's just got
keep it light.
Yeah, So don't worry, guys. We'll definitely get back to regularly scheduled programming, the next show and stuff. But for now, I just wanted to, chop it up with my guy and also get to the chat, get to everything you guys were talking about, and just kind of get the feel back to SKF Weekly, the one you know and love, you know what I mean? but appreciate you guys, man. Thanks everybody to the chat. You guys know how much we love the support you guys show us, and obviously the conversation is good, and you guys help spur the conversation with your input. So thank you. Shout out once again to all of the SKF Army members, and shout out to my guy 713 Gamer for his contributions and bringing more SKF Army members to the fold. And once again, I'm happy to see my guy John back, my brother at arms. Listen, my guy, your final words.
Oh, I would love to share Dorkosaurus Rex before I say my goodbyes. Let's share that out. So I think it's important to put out there, and I think I think all of them. A 4-block game.
Hold on. Okay, got it. So D-Rex said a 4-block game in November 2024, and in the G League where he averaged 2.1 blocks per game. Okay. Huck Porty is averaging 4.6 blocks per 100 possessions and has sunk 11 of his 17 tries from the field at close range. February 4th, 2025. Okay. And then he says, if a dude is whack in a certain way, I'll say it up front. Ron knows that. Young and old, we shot blocking. I don't know.
It's not his issue.
Shot blocking is just not his issue as a player. Okay. Got it. All right.
Got it. Listen, we appreciate everybody's thoughts here, as you know. You're no stranger to the show. And so it's just an opinion. I have mine, you have yours, and we'll see where the buck lies is basically Mike Brown, right? Mike Brown is the head coach. He'll play the minutes to those who he believes in, and those who he won't get the time of day. So more time to be seen. So God bless you all. Wish you all the best. I wish all of us healthy, life and prosperity. And as far as you and me, Ron, I'm looking forward to the next one because I've been missing in action. But I should be back and be back more often. So
it's
appreciate you all.
It's good to have you, brother. Good to have you. I've been missing that dynamic duo, as they say.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So once again, guys, just want to thank you guys as always for your continued support. Listen, Knicks is going to be a work in progress. We know that. We're going to continue to talk about games as they go along. It's going to be a lot, and so we're not always going to be happy. Just expect that, even though that could be the case. It's not about how you start; it's how you finish. Right. So as long as we get where we want to go, get into the playoffs, make a deep run. And the deep run is like 16 games, right? Let's get to 16.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? Like deep run.
No one and outs.
Nah, no one and outs.
That'll be the complete opposite of what we want.
We do not want that.
Right.
So I want to say thank you guys once again. Remember, no matter what happens, the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, we are still Knicks fans. Yeah, man. Let's keep it going, man. Right. Don't stop. Don't give up, man. We here. If you feel a little shaky about it, don't worry. There's other Knicks fans to pick you up, man. We all here together. We're gonna do this, man. Yes. Smash that like button for the show if you haven't already. And also shout out to Lena Franklin tuned in on Facebook as well. What up? Let's go, Lena. Good to see you. All right, guys. You take care. Have a great rest of your night. Remember, as I always say, be good. If you can't be good at it. And tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans. We'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights, normally at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly. Myself, Brother John. But if that, how it is. We change it up if the Knicks have to play or whatever. Or on Saturdays at 11:30 for Know the Ledge. As you guys remember, this Saturday I was talking a lot of y'all off the ledge. So let's keep it going. We'll keep it going, y'all. Anyway, catch y'all on the next one. Have a good night. We out.
Peace.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it was been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective fan from the Objective Knicks fan channel. And I want to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef from Two Knicks Chick Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in place to be? It's the main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Block 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.